Okay, so I'm going to show you my client management program. It's a cloud database. It uses Firebase, and it's just basic for managing, engagements, notes, health metrics, audit logs, just some basic things. And I also have like a little health metric that's just for me, so I can kind of track as I'm dieting and working out. And I'll show you that. So just going off my main, I did keep adding. Originally, this was going to be just clients and kind of a list, and then just to have different projects I can tie to them. But I got a good suggestion from ChatGPT to actually break that up differently. So I'll show you in just a minute what my menu is and how I've kind of expanded that. So they all have the same functions, display, select, view, and I kept adding, some different things to it. And, now it's actually quite a bit of code in here. It's fairly simple, but there was a lot of ins and outs and things that I ran into, and just making it all work together and just adding more and more to the menu. So it ended up being a lot of code. But so let's show if I'm on my hotspot because the power's out. Go figure. So it should work. This is my second attempt. Here we go. So as you can see, I had client management, and then there's a service catalog for different things, like say, the only one I had that I added so far was just a simple Windows 11 upgrade. And each service can be tied into different clients. So I set it up, it was going to be different, like I said, but I noticed this kind of works great because I can add my clients and then have different services that I tie to my clients. And then I will have a specific engagement for that service that I can have notes tied to. And I can do that for each client can have their own engagements and different services that they have. So, and then lastly, I also did add audit logs. I think I covered all 3 of the stretch challenges. Just wanted to add everything I could because this is going to be a personal use software. And then the other thing I'll show you real quick is just like my health metrics. It's pretty simple where I can go in and view and update it. And that's just my own personal thing that I thought it would be fun to add because I thought I was going to, have 2 different ones and I wanted to have a third. Ended up with, 6 different little menu items. So right now I just have the test clients in there. So if we go to view clients, you can see I have the test ones just to kind of see, and then I can go in and delete those later. And I do have one client I helped with a podcast I helped produce and do the IT work for. So I'll be putting him on there. So in a nutshell, that's it. It's pretty simple. I wanted to do a GUI, but I didn't want to get hung up, and I'm glad I opted to just do a terminal one for now because it's useful, it's functional, and it ties in, and then I can work on getting it on my server. So the last few other little things is the services. Over here, you can see these are the different ones that I have, like the Firebase config connects it to the Firebase, and then the client service and service handles the client and the service CRUD, and then, their engagement notes and so on for those. So all in all, I thought it was going to be a little simpler, but it wasn't crazy complicated. I just had a few curveballs in there, but I'm excited to have a pretty good product. So that's it in a nutshell.